What is up, YouTubers? Eaze here from You Only Respawn Once, and today I'll be bringing you gameplay on Team Fortress 2 using the Spy. And as you can see, the Spy is wielding a hidden blade-like weapon, and that is called the Sharp Dresser. And I'm also using the default watch because I grew adapted to the default watch more so than the other watches. And if you haven't used the Sharp Dresser already, I suggest you pick it up and try it, as it is really satisfying to use. And for pistol, I'm using the Ambassador, which is a gun made for headshots. And I'm practicing actually landing headshots on moving objects. And here the Spy got really unlucky, and I was able to turn around and do a quick 180-degree shot. But unfortunately, his friend, the scout, took revenge on me. And as a Spy, you really want to know when to uncloak and cloak, to run away, and to go to vantage points. And you have to disguise really carefully, because depending on the disguise you choose, it might give you away, or it might help you on your espionage adventures. And there are many disguises that can give you off really easily. So don't just randomly choose a disguise. I know I used to do it too, but you'll later learn that some disguises work better than the others. For example, let's say you want to be a spy, or no, a scout. If you disguise as a scout, you won't get that extra bonus speed. So you'll be a slow-moving scout, and if the enemy team sees that you are a slow-moving scout, then you are obviously a spy. And if you pick a heavy, you will actually lose movement speed. So, or if you choose heavy or the soldier, you will lose movement speed, and that will hinder you from getting backstabs. So choose your disguise wisely, and don't screw up when you choose disguise. When you screw up your disguise, you can always change disguises. It costs nothing to form a disguise, so don't worry about it. And when you're actually discovered, don't try to fight. Try to run away as much as possible, because the Spy is really incapable of doing 1 versus 1 battles, because he has a really low health pool, so he is really easy to kill. And one Eyelander hit will most likely kill you. So don't try to go for face stabs, because it takes 3 or 4 knives to kill a person. So in that time, the enemy can pull out his melee weapon and kill you in probably 1 shot. And if it's a crit, it's a guaranteed 1-shot kill, because you only have 125 HP, so you're basically a slow-moving scout. So don't try to kill an enemy up close, because he will most likely kill you, like I said. Try to sneak behind him, or maybe go for headshots from far away. And as a spy, you want to try new weapons like any other class, but depending on the weapons you pick, it will change your playstyle dramatically. So practice different weapons and different watches, because you never know when you might find a watch that actually fits you, or the weapon that actually fits you. So you never know when you'll do good. So whenever you get a new weapon, just try it out. You never know. So let's say you have your eternal reward. That knife is really unique as a knife, because it is the only knife that hinders you from actually going to disguise, and it actually steals identities from others. So if you want to blend in really well, then I suggest you get your eternal reward, because it's really fun to use. I've always wanted to pick it up and use it, but I can never find one. So yeah, just try new weapons. And as a spy, you want to know the med pack and ammo crate locations before you engage in battle, just like any other character, because your cloak duration can increase if you pick up ammo crates, but that's different for the cloak and dagger, I believe. So just remember the locations of your resources, so you can jump in and out of battle really quickly. And also, You Only Respawn Once, we have a Steam group, and it's on the description box below. So if you're willing to join it, then feel free to join it. We might include you in some gameplay, or if you're capable enough, we might include you in some live commentaries. with guest commentaries. I mean, so feel free to join, and we might even try to play with you since we want to have a channel slash viewer interaction. We don't want you guys to feel left out. We want some interaction, and I also have my Steam profile on the description below. So if you're willing to add me, that's great. And I don't only play Team Fortress 2, I play on PlayStation 3 as well. But my PSN, I'm not going to give it away yet, I guess. And I play other games other than Team Fortress 2. So yeah, we might even also do some commentaries or gameplay in the future of games that you might like. So stay tuned for that. And for the rest of this video, I'm going to talk about games that I'm anticipated for on 2012 and 2013. Because for those who actually watched the E3 2012 conference, some of you might be really excited because there are games that you are appealed to in some of the showcases. Like for me, I was actually interested in a lot of those games because they advertise it so well. I mean, the demos and the showcases, they're just really well done, and I like how they show innovation, and especially some sequels to already existing titles like Resident Evil or Metal Gear Solid. I cannot wait because the advancement in plot just makes me so tense and makes me want to play the game already. But you gotta wait for some things, And there's games that are newly developed, like The Last of Us and PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale and other games. I heard there's going to be Halo 4, which is also a sequel to a really amazing title. And I cannot wait for Metal Gear Rising Revengeance because it is supposed to be a sequel to Metal Gear Solid, and I'm a big fan of the Metal Gear Solid series. So the advancement in story is so captivating. I can't wait to see what they are going to do with that game. And Resident Evil 6 as well. Like, I am really excited to see what they have in store for us fans. But there's also games that are newly developed, like The Last of Us, like I said. It's created by the same creators or developers as Uncharted, for those who do know the game. The developer is called Naughty Dog, so they are a really good company. I think they made Jackson Daxter, but I'm not entirely sure, so don't hold my word for it. They are making this survival horror game, which is supposed to be The Last of Us, but it's basically takes place in a place in America, and basically humans, they got infected by some kind of fungi that turned them into mutants. And so the story is about a man and a little girl who are trying to survive against other survivors and mutants as well. Because the survivors in any apocalypse, they will try to fight for resources. So it's basically a fight for survival, and I'm really excited for that game, as Uncharted it got many awards, and it's fairly interesting to play. And games such as PlayStation Battle Royale, it's supposed to be Super Smash Brawl, but instead of Nintendo exclusives, they have PlayStation exclusive characters such as Jackson Daxter, Nathan Drake. They have Kratos, and etc. So it's a game that a lot of PlayStation fans have been waiting for a long time. It's always cool to watch, Nathan Drake versus Kratos or something. But they're not only going to do PlayStation exclusive characters, they're going to include like guest characters as well. They have the Big Daddy from BioShock, they have Heihachi Mishima from Tekken, and they are actually still in the process of announcing their entire roster. I check the updates on that game regularly to see what kind of new characters they come up with, and I'm really hoping they will put Spyro and Crash Bandicoot, as I grew up with those games and I played them in my childhood, so it's great to see recurring characters from, your childhood. So they did a really good job, Sony, and I'm really hoping they will do great titles in the future as well, because most of their exclusives are really fun to play. And I heard there's going to be a game called Beyond Two Souls, which is developed by the same creators as Heavy Rain, which is also a great adventure kind of game. It's kind of like a decision game. Like what you do will affect your ending and everything like that. Basically, it's like that for Beyond Two Souls. It's about a little girl who has powers apparently, and she's really skilled in combat and stuff. And basically, it's going to be like an adventure game, but I don't really know how it's going to play out. I only saw the trailer, cinematic trailer. I have really high hopes for that game because it is one of those games which PlayStation players are really excited for. You know, like Heavy Rain has always been one of those games that PlayStation fans have been proud of. So by making Beyond Two Souls, we are really proud of Sony and their exclusives and the developers who actually support Sony. But unfortunately, some Sony titles, they don't get much of an audience, even though they're so great. Because Xbox is, no, I gotta admit, Xbox is a more popular console. But I'm not gonna go into console wars just yet, because it's just ridiculous controversy. And as a PlayStation fan, I actually like PlayStation exclusives, but I also want Xbox to play Xbox exclusives as well. So I'm kind of like a neutral guy. But anyways, back to E3. Every time I watch the E3 conference, I can't help but be really excited for their showcases on games, because you know, it's when you see the demos of the game, you just really want to play it because there's so many new features. You know, it's just a kind of like a psychology thing. But anyways, I'm really excited for E3 and I'm really excited for new games, and for those who watched E3 2012, you guys should be excited as well. And hopefully I'll be able to get all the games I want, and hopefully, you know, try to get a job in order to buy those games. And hopefully we will be able to kick our channel up a notch and satisfy you guys. So in the future, we may do commentaries or gameplay of games that you may like. So please stay tuned for upcoming videos in the future, and hopefully we may do more interaction or events with our viewers. So stay tuned for that as well. And as we approach the end of the video, I'd like to thank you guys for taking your time to watch this long ass video, as I know it is pretty long, but it's all for experience sake, so I can practice. Hopefully I can do better in the future, or if possible in the near future, and hopefully we may be able to, you know, go big in the YouTube community. And if you have any questions or comments or feedback, concerns, etc., just leave them in the box below, and we will try our best to answer them. So just stay tuned for future videos, and thanks. Have a good day.